calls. And meanwhile, his potential opponent in the Western Conference Finals, Kawhi Leonard, is expected to miss tonight's critical Game 5 with the knee injury he suffered late in Game 4. Leonard missed the final few minutes of the Clippers' blowout win and apparently told teammates yesterday to expect him to miss tonight's game. His status for the rest of the series right now remains in doubt. So, Shannon, who wins tonight, Clippers or Jazz?
Well, Skip, prior to me having knowledge of this, I took the Jazz because I think the Jazz are a very, very tough team at home. And in their last 36 home games, Skip, with Spider Mitchell playing, they're 35-1. They're very formidable. They're the best home team in basketball. They had the best record in basketball.
So I think they have the loudest crowd in basketball.
They definitely do now because they get 18,000, 19,000 people in that building. So even before having this knowledge about Kawhi potentially being out, I was taking the Jazz. But Jazz, don't underestimate this team. Because a lot of time, a lot of mistakes teams make, Skip, is that they think because the best player is out, oh, we got this, this is going to be a breeze. This is going to be anything but a breeze. I remember, if I'm not, and knowing Ty Lue, Skip, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was 2014, LeBron didn't play against Portland. And Portland probably underestimated, and Kyrie came out and dropped 55. So Ty Lue is going to have these guys ready to play. And they want to show that they're more than a one-man team. They are a team, and we are some of all of our parts. Yes, Kawhi's their best player. There's no, disputing that. But they'll be ready to play, and the Jazz need to be on their best behavior, or they'll get caught slipping. Now, I hate this. I hate it. Yeah. I hate that we have so many think about, Skip, how many all-stars that we've had missed time in the playoffs. I'm reading a stat where it says it's the most in NBA history, 7 All-Stars. Now, if Kawhi missed, that's going to be 8.
Yep.
Chris Paul, we can talk about him a little bit, Skip. If he misses a game, that'll be 9. That's not what the NBA wanted.
By the way, James Harden missed the game last night, effectively.
Yes.
I didn't know why he was out there. Seriously, go ahead.
He did, Skip. He did 46 minutes. I honestly could have did what James Harden did last night.
Seriously, you could have.
At the ripe age of almost 53, I could have did what James Harden did.
Yep.
But Skip, this is tough, and it didn't look right. Skip, I just thought he banged his knee. I think we've all, been running hard and jammed that knee and it hyperextend.
You did.
But something happened. Kawhi took himself out.
He did.
And the game was still in doubt. It wasn't like, Skip, it was a 20-point lead.
Completely
It was right there. Utah make another 3 here or there, and we really got a ball game.
4.5 minutes left. Yep.
Man, Kawhi got that. Hey, Kawhi met somebody with that towel and went and sat it down. And it's really hard to tell, Skip, because his emotions never change. Because he's on the sideline, he's not laughing, he's not high-fiving, key, and anything like that. So his head is down, and he was like, and I'm thinking of like, okay, is he really hurt? Because you hear him talking about the game, oh, I'm fine. But he always says he's fine. Even when he isn't fine, he's fine. So, Skip, this is huge for the Clippers, and I know this is terrible. And you don't want to see any team, but what we're starting to see, Skip, whomever win the title is going to be the team that was the healthiest throughout.
It's last man standing.
That's what it is, a war of attrition.
Agreed.
Because we've seen it affect. It started out with the Lakers. We thought it was going to hurt the Suns with CP3 in his shoulder. And you see what happened with the Nets, and you see Joel Embiid now, Skip. So, and now Kawhi. Man, I feel bad for the Clippers. I feel bad for Kawhi because he was playing unbelievable.
My turn. Prior to hearing this news, I was going to pick the Clippers to win Game 6 because, as I told several of my friends yesterday, they better win Game 6.
Right.
Because I don't think
you mean Game 5?
I'm sorry, Game 5. Yes. Game 5 is the crucial one at Utah because I don't think they can win a Game 7 in that insane asylum at Utah. The one to win is tonight. Because they've got the momentum. They've got Utah a little bit on their heels thinking maybe we're just not as good as they are. And if you can carry that momentum into tonight at Utah and maybe hit them in the mouth the way you hit them in the mouth in Game 4. Gotta get them early. And knock the crowd out of the game a little bit and just somehow hold them off, then if you could win that Game 5 and come home and close them in Game 6. Right. That's the way to get to the conference finals. at first I heard that Chris Paul was in COVID protocol. And I'm thinking, wow, the heavens just opened up in the West. And it's like the Clippers' turn.
Yes.
And I'm thinking, wow, yesterday, Kawhi Leonard made first team All-NBA, one slot ahead of your man LeBron James. And that was significant for the Clippers as a franchise, that the team in the basement got a first team All-NBAer, and they're still afloat in the playoffs. And your guys are watching from home. LeBron is tweeting about Kevin Durant. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But LeBron is watching the playoffs from a second-team vantage point, All-NBA.
Right.
And that's debatable. And, again, if LeBron had stayed healthy the whole year, I doubt it would have stayed that way.
Right.
But, again, Kawhi, does anybody have a problem with him being first team? Nobody has a problem.
No.
So, all of a sudden, everything was coming up roses in Southern California for the Clippers until he did it to me again. This is the guy I have wrestled with for years, because I told you he was, for years, my favorite player for the Spurs. They're my favorite team all time. It's sometimes hard to watch them these days, but in those days, it was obviously Manu. I love Manu and Tim Duncan and Tony Parker. But the guy who he captured my heart and ultimately my soul was Kawhi Leonard, because they stole him in the draft by trading George Hill for him. And they also got Davis Bertans back in the trade. So they got Kawhi and Bertans. And we've seen what Bertans can do for Washington. He's pretty great, right? He's one of the better three-point shooters in the game. Fearless range. And they got both of them back for George Hill.
I don't think when they traded George Hill, Skip, because Kawhi was mainly a defensive guy, I don't think they ever thought he would be the offensive guy that he turned into.
San Diego State. And I watched him in the NCAAs, and I couldn't see it. Because he defended. But he didn't score like this. And to the Spurs' credit, they turned him into a scorer. And Chip England, their shot doctor, he worked on that, and they got that mid-range where he just holds it in that claw right there and just line drives it in from 15 feet. And it's pretty unstoppable. It's the next thing to KD in this league right now.
If you think about it, Skip, because his hand's so big, it's basically fingertips. He has to put it, because his hand is so big, he can't shoot it.
He shoots it on his fingertips. So the point is, they go as he goes.
He does.
And the reason I was going to pick them in Game 5 is because in the end, it boils down to Kawhi is just a little better than Donovan. I love Donovan. He's as explosive a scorer as you get. But Kawhi can more consistently score because he can get to the mid-range and just keep doing that to you, or he can just go in and claw dunk you. And Donovan doesn't do that. So Donovan sort of lives and dies from distance, sort of like Steph does. But I don't even think Donovan has Steph's up and under game, all of his lane game.
But Donovan is not. He's trying to get all the way to the paint, or you're gonna shoot the three. Now he does have his mid-range has gotten better, Skip. But like you said about Kawhi, you were thinking like, okay, could Kawhi possibly have a KD game on the road?
Sure.
He could. I mean, because we saw what he did in, what was that, Game 6, where he had 45? And then he followed that up with another outstanding performance?
So I told you yesterday, Paul George has grown up right before your very eyes. He's toughened up right before your very eyes. Is he good enough to go solo and win at Utah tonight? I don't think so.
He wins this game, Skip, it does.
This would...
Now he would really be
now you're in the
playoff
conversation.
Yes.
Okay, so... At first, I heard Chris Paul is in COVID protocol, and I'm thinking, I don't know what that means because nobody knows. Did he get vaccinated? I have no idea.
Is he asymptomatic? Is he symptomatic?
I don't know. Is it just in close contact with? I was watching after the game the other night after they closed out, and he's hugging everybody, you know, and you just don't know.
You go up in the stands, I think that was his parents, his mom, his sister, or somebody.
And it's everybody. It's the whole clan is up there, and he's just hugging them down the road. Who knows what might have happened? We can only guess. But if this goes 7 games here, Utah Clippers, well, that would be Sunday. So the finals could start, the conference finals could start on Tuesday. But if somehow the Clippers could close them out, you could force the issue where it would start on Sunday, conference finals. Well, if you did what I said that you needed to do, which is win tonight and win, what would be the next one? Tonight is Wednesday, Friday. If you close them out on Friday night, you could force Phoenix maybe to play without Chris for a game or 2. I don't know how long it's going to go. And again, what we don't know is, does he have COVID? Because if he has COVID, it could be, remember what happened to Schroeder? Wasn't Schroeder like 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's like 14 days.
And then there was the issue with Schroeder in the playoffs against Phoenix. It seemed like
it affected him.
It affected him.
Yeah.
Right?
Jason Tatum had